Okay, without further ado, I'm going to show you 5 prompts that I use every day as I work. I have a decade of experience, and these are seriously things that will help you improve the quality of your code. Your teammate or your copilot will be happy. Finally, I will show you how I create these custom prompts so you will be able to create yours in even better way and way faster. All ready for copy-paste and to be improved by yourself. Right now, I'm going to show you what prompts we are going to explore, and these are code review, architecture review, documentation writing, performance optimization, and refactoring. They are very needed. I use them every day, as I said. And demo project on which I will show you these prompts and how they work is called Invoice Collector, and this is my side project written in Tauri 2, Rust, React 19, bunch of other tech. However, it is not in the best condition right now because it was written entirely with AI models. Some of them were lower tier models, so it's really good for the educational purposes. And the model that we are going to use today with our prompts is Gemini 3 Pro, which came out recently and seems to work really decent, at least after my initial tests. So let's jump to the first prompt. Okay, so let's start with the code review prompt. I have 2 prompts for code review. One is way simpler. This is code review prompt. One is more advanced, and it's called Pragmatic Code Review. So let's quickly check how output does look like. So we are in the invoice collector. We are reviewing import command.aras file, which is Rust file with commands. Okay, maybe we can quickly take a look. How does it look like? This is this Rust file. It has some logic and some code in here. It's responsible for loading files into the file system. In this case, they are invoices and stuff like this. It's quite big. Here is how this simpler prompt, code review prompt works. So you can see here we have table with findings with different severity levels, critical, major, minor, and need. And we have questions/assumptions and follow-ups and tests. And this is really nice thing. The output is structured. It found really good information. However, this is not that deep code review that I would expect like before the merge. This is really good when you want to quickly check your current work, how are you doing, if it's well or not, then you could use this prompt and it works really nice, like you can see here. Now let's check the code review with Pragmatic Code Review, which is way more advanced. And as you can see, I believe output is also way more advanced, and it found a little bit different issues, and they are, like, I would say, even more important. So you can see here we have short review summary about the scope, risk level, medium, when you would like to merge this in the current state. And we have some different severity levels and findings. So here we have critical issues. We have important issues. If you want to read them, you can pause right now and read and then follow up. Okay, we have some suggestions, nice to haves and refactoring opportunities. And we have testing assessment and approval recommendation for request changes and what are the conditions for that. So this works really well, in my opinion. I like to use this Pragmatic Code Review like before merging changes, or when I think that my work is done, then I use Pragmatic Code Review. Whenever I do some changes and I want to verify them, I use just Code Review Prompt, which is shorter. Let's go to my Copilot Git repository and you will see the difference. Very briefly, of course, because of the time. So Code Review Prompt looks like this. It uses just the agent. Here we have argument hint, name of the prompt, and the goal, which is to perform uncompromising code review that emulates a senior reviewer. Nice. We have inputs and context gathering, because context is the king. We have review protocol. So you can see it's pretty short, but this is the intention of this simpler review prompt. We have expected output format. This is important because I want to have structured output. I like to know what will be at the end, let's say. And we have some simple guidance. On the contrary, Pragmatic Code Review prompt is way more advanced, as you can see here. It has way more steps. Review protocol is more advanced, and it has few more things that I'm going to show you. So Pragmatic Review Protocol, it has some important points like understand intent and impact, critical analysis framework. As you can see, this is really, really deep. Evidence collection, the next point, pragmatic prioritization, and this is good. Trade-off analysis, because there are always trade-offs. And expected output format here is also more advanced, but as you can see, if you will point this structured output, you will get really great results, as we've seen in my invoice collector repository. And here we have further this. Okay, here it ends, and we have, if the code is genuinely solid, which we haven't seen because it was not solid, then the output is simpler, and you can see some strengths, minor notes, and approval recommendation. And here we have also the guidance for the model, which really helps, in my opinion. It really helps. And we have this thing that is a real kicker, in my opinion, advanced techniques that model will use during the work. And this changes a lot. And we have also meta review validation, so that it makes sure it didn't forget about something. And this is it. Let's go to the next one. Architecture review prompt. Let's jump into the code. And here we are in the invoice collector. So you can see I asked to run this prompt and just said, let's review the architecture of the backend part of this project at file src Tauri, which is the backend written in Rust. And you can see I enabled Gemini 3 Pro in my Copilot configuration because previously I was using it at my work. Not here. This is my private Copilot instance. Okay, the prompt went through. I have sequential thinking available, MCP server. You can find this probably in one of my different videos. Maybe it will be linked up somewhere here. And we can see that this architecture review, if it called sequential thinking, then I guess it's way more advanced. So as you can see, we have architecture review summary, and this was for the entire backend. I just pointed this single directory, which contains everything. We have short summary, overall assessment, sound, which is really nice. The backend architecture is well structured, following clear separation of concerns, command service, repository, database. So pretty straightforward and standard thing in projects like this one. We have strengths, concerns, and recommendation. And these concerns are really great. So if you want to read through that, you can pause in between when I scroll down. Okay, we have hard-coded vendor patterns, minor search scalability, alternative approaches, quick wins. I like these sections. They are really nice that you can see what might be the alternative approach to something and what are the quick wins if you would like to adjust something right now to improve your code base. And here we have also next steps, so we can see what we should or could refactor and what we can change, which is really nice. Let's jump to see how this prompt looks like. So we are in Copilot Kit repository, links in the description, of course, and you can see how does it look like. So this prompt is also quite advanced. It has some lines. We have the goal. I said that it should use sequential thinking MCP for structured multi-dimensional analysis. In Copilot Kit repository in the README, you will find how to set up the sequential thinking. If you don't want, you can just remove this line and it will be fine. Okay, so I said here how it should gather context and analyze inputs that user point in the chat. We have architecture review protocol. So we have clear steps what will happen. As you can see, we check the pattern recognition to find how the repository or the project is being structured. We have step 4 for recommendations. Expected output format. As I said before, structured output is a really great thing, so it's always worth to add this to your prompts. And here we have also example snippet of something, concerns, recommendations, great. And here we have the guidance, tone and approach. So this is how model will behave. I really like to put guidance and those advanced thinking techniques and stuff into the prompt. As you can see, it looks like this and it's really nice, works well. Let's go to the next one. The next one is for documentation writing. So jump straight to the code. We are in invoice collector again. Here I run the document prompt MD. Please provide me a short documentation about how the files import works in the backend part of the app. It starts around the code in import commands.rs. So this is the file that we previously reviewed. Okay, so we can see that Copilot right away started to create backend import process.md file. I will show you it quickly in a moment. So the result here is pretty short and simple. We can see what this documentation covers, architecture, pipeline steps during the saving of the files, async batch processing, API reference. You can find the new file at blah, blah, blah here. Okay, so let's check this out. We have the documentation file right now, and here in invoice collector, we have also mermaid diagrams. So maybe let's go to the preview. Okay, so we have the review of architecture of the application. Okay, so we can see that from the front end, we invoke command. Here it is the import command, and it delegates work to the import pipeline. And we can see what is called when. And to be honest, I really like to use Copilot to create mermaid diagrams if I want to understand something. So using this prompt is really helpful, even if you are doing, I don't know, code discovery or something like that in the project that you don't know well yet. This is really great. We can see also key concepts that are used in here. So those services / files are explained. How the import pipeline look like for the file. Async batch processing is explained here. And also these sequence diagrams are also nice. But I really like this type of diagram to see what happens in which actor at the moment and what happens next. So this is really good. And Copilot handles that really well, I must admit. I use it all the time. We have some API reference, our commands to see what is happening and how the error handling looks like. So this is really good. Guys, just use it. It's great. Okay, so again, we have clear goal, what we want to achieve here. We have information about how models should gather the context, and documentation protocol. So it analyzes and plans, then writes exceptional documentation, which is true as you just seen. Visual communication, so how it should use mermaid diagrams. Really nice. And yeah, it also can draw C4 diagrams, so you can better understand the architecture from the different levels, which is really good. Practical example, so that it will know how something should look like. Code comments, best practices, yeah, because this prompt might be used for different things, writing docs, writing comments in the code, stuff like that. Depends on what you will ask. So read this carefully and then you will know what are the possibilities. Maintain consistency, this is important, and enhance discoverability. validation and quality, expected output format. And here we have different formats for the different types of documentation that it might produce. Yeah, so there's a lot. We have some API reference, so we've seen that in action. And as you can see, because of all those examples and stuff like that, this prompt is rather long, but for documentation prompt, it's, in my opinion, really good. Okay, and we have changelogs, we have the guidance, documentation philosophy, stuff like that, visual communication guidelines. All that takes effect in really clear, good documentation. So, as I said, I use it all the time. And we have our advanced techniques for interactive documentation, Markdown best practices, about MCP server, something, documentation deliverables. So this is quite important in my opinion too. And this was document prompt. Let's go to the next one. Let's check the performance optimization prompt right now. Let's jump into the code. So here we are in the invoice collector repository. As you can see, I've run the optimize performance prompt, and let's check what's the outcome of this. So we have performance analysis here. It detected that we have Rust. It made some static analysis and pattern recognition. It identified some issues, blocking I/O in async commands. I can see that some of those things were covered by the code reviews. However, here we are purely focused on the optimization and stuff like this. And in Rust, it's important. And in applications like this, it's also important. We have repeated service initialization, excessive logging in hot loops. This is important. Inefficient cloning in loops. This is really important, I guess. And we have some proposed optimizations. Really nice, because we have also code examples like before and after the suggestions. So we have 1, 2, 3 recommendations for optimization. Here we have some more explanation for that. So it looks really nice. And maybe let's jump to the Copilot kit to see how this prompt looks like. So right now we are in the Copilot kit repository, like you can see here. And this is optimized performance prompt. So this is our goal, inputs and context gathering. So we can see the pattern here, right? And we have performance optimization protocol. So we have initial performance assessment, language idiomatic performance patterns. As you can see, all those prompts are not strictly related to any specific tech. And in here, I decided to put some performance patterns in specific languages that are the most common, let's say. So we have JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, Go, Rust, Java, Kotlin, C, C++, C#.NET, Ruby. And I think that it might be enough. So if you want, you can, copy paste this and just modify that to cover your specific case. And this will be the best approach in here probably. But this in the present state is also very usable and very universal. Okay. Then we have static analysis and pattern recognition. So probably this is the most important part, together with the next point for optimization strategy design. As you can see, it's, at least I like to think about it like it's well thought out and works really nice. I can't wait to check this also in the Node.js or Go, because I think that it should be really nice kicker to the projects. We have the breaking change analysis, because it's important to know if you will introduce breaking change or not. Implementation plan, validation and testing, expected output format. Okay, proposed optimizations. So we have examples here, recommendation, follow-up recommendations. Okay, so we have still here. Okay, we have the guidance. So this is how model should behave. So we point do optimize when, don't optimize when. So you can adjust this list to your needs, of course. We have quality standards, edge cases, collaboration queues, anti-patterns to avoid, and my favorite, advanced techniques. And again, we see some examples related to our languages mentioned before. Benchmarking recommendations, memory optimization strategies, stuff like that, and meta-validation. So it looks really solid and works really well, I must say. Let's move to the next one, right? Let's quickly go through the refactoring prompt. We don't have much time, as I can see, so we'll just go through how the prompt look like. Okay, we are in the Copilot Git repository. As you can see, we have the refactor here, refactor prompt. Name is refactor. We have the tools set that it can use. As you can see, again, I use sequential thinking here. The instruction for that is in the Copilot Git repository README, how to set it up. It will be covered also in other videos somewhere, maybe pointed somewhere here. Okay, so we have the goal, intelligently refactor selected code following user instructions or applying software engineering best practices when no specific guidance is given, uses sequential thinking for complex refactoring decisions. If the code is already well structured and requires no refactoring, explicitly state this with supporting rationale. So again, we have context gathering, this important part, refactoring analysis protocol, initial assessment, where it decides if whether code is clean or not, refactoring strategy design, and this is which I really like, impact analysis, implementation. So we say here how it should implement the changes in the good way, I would say. Make the changes easy, then make the easy change. One refactoring pattern at a time, maintain backward compatibility, preserve or improve readability, keep tests passing, use language idioms, document non-obvious decisions. Fair points, I would say. Validation and testing. We have the expected output format because this is what I like. So we have the summary of the refactor. We have mentioned refactored code. Changes are explained here, so you should always understand what's been changed in the code. If you don't, then you have analyze further because you need to understand everything. Believe me, everything you need to understand. Don't commit code that you don't understand. Okay, so it can also say that refactoring is not needed, which sometimes might be also fair. Guidance, so how model should behave. We have all those edge cases, collaboration queues. We have advanced techniques, complexity metrics, refactoring safety net, code smell detection, I liked it, and meta validation. So probably you can see the similarities between those prompts. Good observation, you are really smart, which I really believe you are. And yeah, let's jump to the extra stuff that I prepared. Before we go to the conclusions, let's check the extra stuff that I prepared, which is create prompt. I mean, prompt to create your prompts. And we have it here in Copilot Git repository. There is a create prompt MD, which I used to create my prompts. So this is really nice. You can start right away with creating your own prompts and they will be well prepared and ready to action. As you can see here, we have also the goal, create production-ready Copilot prompt file that automates a specific development workflow. The generated prompt should follow VS Code conventions, be tech stack agnostic, unless explicitly required, and include clear instructions, expected outputs, and context gathering strategies. So all the points that we had and we've seen in the previous prompts are also visible here. And you can also use it in a way where you first ask Copilot what kind of prompts you could create to have an idea, and then use this instruction to create every of them. So we have clear instruction right here: prompt generation protocol, YAML front matter, this is really important, decision guide, everything else. I believe you can go through that and read it and test this out in your code base. So we won't spend much time on this. I use that to create my other prompts. So you can see that it works really well, even though it's not the longest instruction. So if you want, edit that and even improve, just, work on this instruction with your Copilot and it will be only better. So I strongly encourage you to do so. So what are the conclusions here? Let's unwrap this section. As you can see, every of these prompts works well. We have structured output, which I believe is really, really important. We have fast work verification, documentation, you name it. It's really fast and reduces a lot of effort from developer side. We have improved solutions quality a lot, which is really, the greatest thing from these prompts. And we can make a further extension of these prompts with custom agents, which we will do in the future. So make sure to subscribe my channel, because we will talk about this stuff a lot. In the next video of this series, you will learn more about how to create custom prompts, what to look out for, how to store them, and share with your team. Until that one is ready, boost your skills with my next Copilot video. So, see you in a second.